The vertical angles theorem is the justification whenever you have vertical angles. We know vertical angles are always going to be congruent to each other. So in this situation, angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. So we could say angle 1 is congruent to angle 3 by the vertical angles theorem. That would be on the right side of your proof as your justification. Or we could also say, well, angle 4 and angle 2 are also vertical angles, so we could say angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent by the vertical angle theorem. So basically, whenever you're saying two angles are congruent to each other because they're vertical, the reason is the vertical angle theorem. Let's put this in a proof. So our given is that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Then, if you notice in this picture, angle 2 and angle 3 are vertical. Look for that X. Angle 3 and angle 2 are vertical. So I can say that angle 2 and angle 3 are congruent because of the vertical angles theorem. I'm allowed to say that 2 and 3 are congruent because they're vertical by the vertical angles theorem. And now I have angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. Oh, mercy. Didn't mean to do that. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. And then I use 3 colors. 3 starts with the letter T. T for transitive. I can say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3 by the transitive property. And then my last step, notice my last step has to be my prove statement. In my prove statement, my angles have measures and there is an equal sign, not a congruent symbol. So I'm switching from my angles being congruent to my angles being equal. And when I switch from my angles being congruent to their measures being equal, that is the definition of congruent angles. So I can draw the congruent symbol or write the word congruent.